Hey, I'm about to sew together a super easy toddler dress. So I've done cut my patterns out, my right and my other side. So come along and sew this along with me. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is make sure everything lines up correctly. Your sides, you want it to line up to the edges. You want your make sure everything's lining up correctly, and go ahead and sew your side together. So we're going to sew this side, get it under there. Okay. And you're wanting about 1/2 of an inch of seam allowance on this. And just make sure as you go down, everything lines up. Alright, on my bottom, I'm not going to want this sharp corner, so I'm going to go a little bit straight down off that sharp corner. Then I'll go back. And there's the first side. Now we'll do the same thing on the next side. Line them sides together. Start at the top and work your way down. Make sure everything's lining up correctly. And again, on this bottom, you just don't want that super sharp corner. Alright, and then the top. So you do your shoulders together. And then you're going to put your next one on. Same way, shoulders together. Just line them up best you can. Like I said, super simple little girl's dress. Make sure that everything lines up correctly. And then, alright, now this is where the simple comes in. Turn it inside out. See that? Is that not going to be super cute? Okay. So now, I made a binding out of the fabric to go around it. So you're going to do your binding. You're going to start out here at the edge, and you're going to pin this on, and then you're just going to work this all the way around until you get all the way around to the other side. And pins work better on little material like this, so let me get my pins. Okay, so you're going to start at the edge here and just pin it on all the way around the outside edge. This makes it so much simpler than trying to sew this together. This just works so much easier. Well, that did not catch, did it? That did. Just make sure all of your material catches. If it doesn't, then it's not going to work correctly. Now you could take and line all of this up. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So let's say this one needs to be here. So let's go ahead and let's just line it all up together instead. So let's start here and see, we'll line that one up, so it catches the pink and the greens, well, the polka dots. I can't, here, polka dot, but the others are not there, so I guess it's not going to line up correctly. Oh well, thought it might. Anyway, go around, all the way around them, and put your binding on. Okay, now we're going to put our binding onto the dress. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take and go ahead and sew around the outside edge with the binding. So I'm just going to take it and go like this. Make sure it lines up and start sewing. Alright, so now once you have the first part sewed, you're going to take this and then you're going to turn it down. And you're just going to sew that. So you're going to take it, turn it on the inside, and you're going to sew that together. And then that will give you your finished edge. Just make sure everything turns in correctly. And then just, let me fix my machine. Somehow that got, okay. And then you're just going to go all the way around it. And this is the top of your dress, the neckline of your dress. And I'm just really making sure everything's laying flat. I'm just going all the way around it. Alright, so now that that is done, we're going to go to the next step, which is this is what it's going to look like once that is done. And it just makes a finished neckline. All the way around. Then, now we are going to go to the back here. So we've got an opening, and this is so that we can put a hook on here to latch it together. Okay, so basically I'm going to go around the keyhole real quick, doing the exact same thing that I did on the front, but this time I'm going to fold in the top edge of the binding like that, and I'm going to bring it to the top, and I'm just going to go all the way around it. Love you. And you just got on camera. Okay, so we're going to go all the way around with our binding. Now this is super long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut some off. And then I'm going to take it around to the, make sure you don't have a lot of wrinkles in it. Some is not going to hurt, but you just don't really want a lot. Alright, now you're going to take this around to the back side. Take it down, and then make sure that the front is not now. You can pin this on, and most people would. I'm just not most people, I guess. So I'm going to take this over to here, and then let's go ahead and bring it down. Go back down. Bring it around. Okay, and then go up with it to about right there. You're going to cut this piece. And then you're going to just fold this under so that it matches up there at the very, very top. This is where I'd normally iron it, but, well, I'm just being lazy today. So, I'm going to just fold it under to the very, very top up there. And then I'm going to come up to it. And then I'm going to go ahead and get it off of here. And then I'm going to do the same thing as I did in the front. And let's go ahead and get these scrap pieces. Okay. We're going to fold it again under. So you're going to fold it all the way under, all the way around. Okay, now you're just going to do it again, and you're going to go all the way around again. And you're wanting to make sure that you're tucking everything under. And just tuck it under. Right, and then you're going to cut off your little yarn pieces or your thread. And as you can tell, this is the top of your dress. Now I'll go back and I'll sew this down. So it's going to give me another stitch right here, but that's fine. And then this is your keyhole, so you'll put a loop here and a button here to be able to take the dress down. Now I'll go back and sew that down. So let's go do that. Well, let's see. I think I'm going to turn it inside out to do this. And then I can see a little bit better. Okay, so go to the edge here. Now you could just tack and place it if you wanted, but we're just going to go ahead and do all the way around. Okay, now, oops, turn it, and then start on the front edge, and just go work your way. And then that should be the end of it. And you're going to take and you're going to cut all your thread. And then you're going to turn back and you're going to go and press this down. But this is what it'll look like all the way around. And then There's your keyhole. So that when you go to put it together. And then now we're going to go ahead and do our sleeves. Alright, here's my sleeves. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right side stitch. Well, no, I'm not. This time here, I'm going to have to take it and iron it, but I want to iron my sleeves. So I want to iron the bottom up about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I will be back. Alright, so now let's do our sleeves. So on our sleeves, we're going to take them and we're going to put our right side to our sides together, and we're going to go ahead and sew these together. Make sure everything's lined up. And then you're just going to make a seam all the way down. Cut your little strings. Do the same thing on this one. Everything lines up. Alright, and then you're going to take your sleeve and you're going to take your dress and you're going to have to put this inside out again. Now, you're going to turn your sleeve like this, and then you're going to take it and you're going to put it in here, and you're going to line these two up together. Make sure both seams are in alignment, because, well, this is where it needs to be in alignment. And then you're going to want this exact point in the middle to line up with this exact point up here, the very, very top. Make sure it's all in alignment. just go ahead and pin all the way around.
She has the same exact color that Toad has.
Just make sure that it's all in alignment. Take your time on this one.
Look at her and see what she has. All the same thing as Toad has. But all pink. I guess Willow will play Toad at that. It said me out to be.
Alright, so now that that is all pinned on, you will start. That's not, something's not on alignment at the top here. Hold on just a minute. Let's see. Right here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and start at the top and work our way around to the bottom. that's one sleeve on. And now we'll put the other one on wherever she went. Alright, so the first sleeve is on. This is what it looks like. Okay, now we're going to sew the bottom of the dress. We're just going to do the hem all the way around the bottom. So I always start at the seam allowance and just sew it all the way around. Make sure I have... No. Okay, hold on. Let me re-thread my bobbin. Okay, now let's do our bottom hem allowance, or our bottom hem, sorry. Start at your seam and then just work your way all the way around. And then that's your bottom hem. So this here is the little dress. And then we'll just put a keyhole across the top and there you go. Okay, now I am going to put the cord on here. I hand stitched a button on and this is the button I hand stitched on the one side. This is the little cord, stretchy cord I'm going to be putting on. And so I'm going to loop it around the button first. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to match these up like that. And then that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to sew this on. Let me make sure that this first is crossed back here underneath, because I like to cross mine over first, and then you just want to match them up. I'm not going to pin it. I'm just going to go ahead and just do it. Okay, so get it underneath here, like so. And then just put you a couple of tacks in. So, alright. You're going to go back. And then you're going to go forward. It really is not wanting to go for some reason under there. So let's figure this out. Okay, let's try this again. So we're gonna put the loop on. Now I'm going to do a zigzag stitch on this. So I'm looking for my zigzag stitch. I don't just had a brain freeze. Anyway. Alright, so do a zigzag stitch on this. And then back, and then forward. So then that way it just doesn't fray the ends of it. And then we're done. And there's your loop. And it loops together in the back. So this is the back of the dress with the little loop. I don't know if you can see that good or not. And this is the front of the dress. I did put a couple of darts here because her neck is so small. So I did do that. But other than that, I mean, it hangs fine and it looks great. Yeah. All right, now turn around. This is what it looks like. Absolutely. All right, and then I